I always tell rappers, make a song instead of tweeting and making videos and shit like that. Yeah, you to be posted, but no, make a song. Now, it could have backfired for like in court. They're trying to violate him, so that's why it was smart of him to say it's leaked and he didn't post it on his page. Why would he do that? Post it on his page and he really like officially dropped the song when the judge or whoever over his parole, or I mean his probation, can violate him, right? So you would.
Surrounded by angels, demons can't approach us. Me llamo dos cadenas, baby, buenas noches. See, I'm the big dog, I'm the cane course. End up in different spots, had the same choice. Soon as I plant a seed, I pray the rain moist. Soon as I left, my new edition gave the game pause. You know these balls is hard like some dang oysters. Oyster perpetual, they smash the Air Forces. What all the good girls that make bad choices? What all the good girls that make bad choices? Yeah. What all the good girls that make bad choices?
Lunch and Big Sur, magnesium wheels on the Porsche. Made a cup of extra, sold a half a bird with the moisture. Tryna die in them 4 tours. With Metro time, with my Indolore. I bought the ASC McLaren, rocking all velour. Buck your head cocked to the side, I'm a connoisseur. How you broke his but outside chasing? I ain't got no label on the fish, but it's all Dior. This the flow they been waiting on. I got an 80 on. Why you kissing to that you be hating on? Got certain accounts just for money growth, and I don't even gotta do, but just make more. Real, go make sure it's fam good. Real, never quit, even when it's slow. Oh, you thought them was some canned goods, bust them up, and then we right back on the road. Sweatpants, count $250,000 on the floor.
You know these balls is hard like some dang oysters. Oyster perpetual, they smash the Air Forces. What all the good girls that make bad choices? What all the good girls that make bad choices? Yeah. What all the good girls that make bad choices?
Back. Like maybe I'm not being who I'm supposed to be, but no, I'm just talking. I'm not doing that. See if it wasn't going down like it is going down right now. Just one night at trying to have a good time turned into, you get what I'm saying, a lifetime of misery for the people that's involved around them. And that's one thing that I'm not trying to do. I'm not trying to hurt people around me for my dumb decisions, because I've done it too many times in my life.
When he passed away, and then the movie was released after he passed away, there was all kind of conspiracy theories. People thought the triad, the mafia, had something to do with it. It was said that his family had a curse, his father had a curse, that he passed on to Brandon. And what is your belief on how he passed away?
I never did budgeting before, and now all my monthly expenses help me build credit. That's a win. 30% rent, pricey? Yeah, but self-reports it to all of the major credit bureaus for free, so I bump up my credit while paying rent on time. 20% expense. I tab my Self Visa credit card for essentials, pay it off monthly, and boom, I'm building credit. 10% saving. One way I build savings is with Self's Credit Builder account. After 24 months of on-time payments, I will have built up $717 in savings while building my credit. 10% monthly bills, like my utilities and my cell phone plan. I didn't even know any of these could be reported to one of the credit bureaus, but Self can make it happen. If you don't know what building credit is all about, then Self is just for you. Go download Self already. Join the 4+ million who have used Self to help them build credit.
Hi, we're Charity Water. If we lost you at Charity, we get it. Give us a moment to change your mind. At Charity Water, we're known for telling great stories, but we're big believers in numbers too. Like this one, 703 million. That's how many people worldwide currently live without access to clean, safe drinking water. As a result, 4,400 lives will be lost today, and again tomorrow, and the day after that. It's a big problem, massive, really, but we know we can solve it. To do that, we need to make every penny count, which means when you donate $1, exactly $1 goes to water projects where they're needed most. Not 83 cents on the dollar, not even 99 cents. The whole dollar. No fine print, no hidden fees. A group of private donors generously cover our operating costs. which means we can proudly promise that every penny of every donation goes here, or here, or here. We're obsessive about our 100% promise, and we have been from the start. But we don't just say it, we prove it. With beautiful stories, sure, but also with cold, hard facts. GPS coordinates, audited financial statements, transparency and accountability that go above and beyond what's expected of us. So you can see your impact in black and white, and in living color too. Because seeing is believing. And in a world where it can be tough to believe in organizations and institutions, you can believe in us and our wholehearted commitment to ending the world water crisis for good. Give with confidence and watch your gift make a tangible difference.
Afterway.
What's the story in the West? I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the story in the West? That there was...
How Bruce Lee died?
They said it was a couple.
Yeah.
They said he upset it because of his success in the film industry and taking the martial arts around the world, that he upset it, the triads, mafia organization.
No.
Okay, that wasn't true. The other said that he was fighting a curse that was...
No,
that's not true.
Not
Okay.
true.
So what's the...
That news in the public, I think. In the old days, 30 years ago, because the communication not fast enough.
Yeah.
There's no internet, nobody knows. He died in somebody's house. Yeah, that's everybody knows. He died in somebody's house. My boss go to pick him up, then send him to the hospital. And that's the true thing.
That's the true thing.
Of course, you can find out more. I don't want to say in detail.
Yeah.
You find out the detail yourself.
They do the dive myself.
Yes.
Okay.
That's in the public in Hong Kong. Google's everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows what happened. It's whenever I travel around, Bruce Lee died by somebody murder. No. Curse. No, nothing. Just normal die in somebody's house. That's all.
Peace. So this video, I'm gonna be talking about the legend Bruce Lee. All right, now there's many stories about how Bruce Lee passed away, but I connected some dots, and I'm also gonna be talking about his son Brandon Lee, who also met his demise in Hollywood. All right. Now, Bruce Lee was born November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, California. Now, as a child, many people don't know this, but Bruce Lee was one of these child stars. All right, he starred in a lot of movies due to his father being a film director. And his mother, Grace, came from one of the most powerful clans in Hong Kong. Alright, so Bruce Lee pretty much grew up wealthy, for people that don't know. Alright, now in 1954, at the age of 13, Bruce Lee found himself interested in martial arts. Alright, now he began studying Wing Chun Kung Fu, right, under the master Yip Man in Hong Kong.
Okay,
now,
I don't need yes man right now, I need you to be honest.
Different techniques that he would go on
I think.
Use on his
I can get some great shots in here.
Yes!
A lot of interesting angles.
It looks expensive.
No, don't do that. I don't pay you to sound like my accountant, Austin. You're my agent. Okay? And speaking of that, while we're on the topic, come on, both of y'all. I need both of y'all to come with me. What's this thing you had me install in my house, Austin? The contractor said it cost a ton of money.
Oh, okay, so this is Hollow Hell, and this is my gift to you.
Alright, now, like I said, with his father being in, the film industry,
what does it
was
do?
easy
Okay,
for
all you
Bruce
gotta
Lee
do
to
is
get a job
activate it,
in Hollywood.
and it'll tell you all about whatever you're standing in front of. They have them all over the city.
Jumped into Hollywood, it was different. Now, I want to focus mainly on,
I thought it was cool.
a lot of conspiracy
I feel like I'm
theories that
in the
they,
future whenever I use one.
discuss about Bruce Lee.
Thanks.
All right, many people
You're welcome.
I guess.
have different theories.
Hey, y'all
Some
ever heard
people
of Cruise?
say that a jealous lover that he was dealing with actually poisoned him.
They're basically
and,
this
gave him a
user-created
bad
affiliations.
pill.
They're a huge part of basketball culture in the city.
I also read,
I'm thinking about doing a doc
some stories saying that before he
And
shot
sounds
the movie
lucrative,
Game
so
of
let's
Death,
brainstorm, okay?
so ironic
So how do I
that
get
he
my own
shot
crew?
that movie and then died.
I mean, you could join somebody
but
else's
before he
award,
shot the movie Game
start
of
your
Death,
own. But the best part is all the exclusive awards you earn. Anytime a crew member plays in a game in the city, they earn points. The points you earn, the more awards you get, cap breakers.
Removing your sweat glands, I guess, he said that it was
y'all know I love my rewards,
not photogenic on camera, but removing your sweat glands could be pretty dangerous because our bodies have to perspire.
Oh, you didn't have
so, they said this is what caused him to go into overeating and things like
I
that.
love working on
I
Out of
also
Bounds
want
with
to
you, and I'm
talk
excited
about
to keep
something
this
that's
thing
very
going. So,
important.
mark the occasion of this new chapter.
The spiritual connection side, because most people don't know that Bruce Lee was very
I went through all your old
spiritual.
videos, stitching together with the stuff we
very
worked on and made a
spiritual
super
and
cut.
knew about
It takes us
philosophy.
from high school,
So,
pretty much to this moment.
there's one rumor
Xander,
that
not
he actually
high school. Man, I barely knew what I was doing in front of the camera. Like, that stuff's gotta be all embarrassing.
You did a pretty good job, if I say so myself. Of course, you're a lot more polished now, but you did great, bro.
All right, but this spirit focuses on eating the brains
incredible story.
of the dead.
Start.
Okay, it's pictured as a child-like figure,
so
but
I
it
might need to see
also
this.
destroys
watch it now?
the family's legacy, which is so ironic. Now, whether Bruce Lee's father had gotten involved in this stuff way before times had came, because this is an ancient deity from 1779 or even earlier. Okay, but whether his father got involved and partook in these certain things to get into film directing, okay, it actually cursed the family legacy, okay. Now, I found something to be very eerie about the whole Brandon Lee situation, right? Now, in Bruce Lee's last film, okay, his character was actually shot, okay, on accident in the movie Game of Death. Now, it says here, when Bruce Lee died, he was filming Game of Death, a film about a retired champion martial artist who must fight his way to the top of a pagoda to save his brother and sister. After his death, the plot changed to an international martial arts movie star who takes on an international crime syndicate and survives a disguised assassin shooting him on set. Okay? And it says in 1993, 15 years after the game was released, Lee's son Brandon was killed after he was accidentally shot with a prop gun while filming The Crow. That's kind of crazy to me. Now, Brandon Lee, okay, was also into film as well, right? But he didn't do too many movies. And it's so ironic, he was supposed to have portrayed Bruce Lee in this movie, but denied it and, went on to film The Crow, okay, at the same time. So I wonder if he would have, actually filmed in this biopic as playing his father, would he still be alive today? Okay, it just made me think, because if he would have avoided playing in The Crow, he wouldn't have had gotten shot with that real bullet. Now, here's the thing that I want to point out, right? And I mentioned this before. It's the same thing that took place with Alec Baldwin, okay, on the set of Rush, when that young lady was shot with a bullet, okay? But it was supposed to be a blank gun, but she was shot with a bullet, a real bullet. All right, the same process happened with Brandon Lee. Like now, I'm gonna tell y'all this because some people aren't aware of this, but these are all Freemasonic rituals. It's like playing Russian roulette for them. Okay, now I know for the most part, a lot of people don't know this, but you know, they have rituals. Well, they used to, if I'm not mistaken, they used to have rituals in a lot of these Masonic lodges where you would be blindfold and they would point this blank gun at you. In order for you to go to this next level, they would point this blank gun at you that had, you know, blank rounds in it. And if you survived, okay, it was like a mock ritual, okay, a mock sacrifice ritual. And then they would put you in this casket and they would carry you, and then now you dead and then reborn and all of this stuff. But like I said, you know, there's so many different stories on how Bruce Lee passed, and many people don't know exactly what happened to him. Some people say that, you know, the triads actually murdered Bruce Lee, right? And if you read on, you know, places like Wikipedia, you know, it kind of explains that he removed his sweat glands the day before he shot Game of Death, and that caused him to overheat, which, you know, it exploded his brain, if that makes sense. All right, and then some people say that, you know, there was a jealous lover that gave him a bad pill. All right, now what I will say is, like I said, when a lot of these people, because it could be from legacies, you know, before Bruce Lee, you know, making paths with these type of demons, man, it don't never pan out. You know what I'm saying? It don't never pan out. And like I said, with his father being in the film industry, you know, a lot of those people in Asia understand that culture. You know what I'm saying? They understand a lot of that stuff. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this real quick and break this down for y'all. But yeah, man, as far as I'm concerned, I think Bruce Lee got a bad deal. Maybe somebody in his family participated in some type of occultic practices, and it affected the legacy, okay? Because there literally are no more men that carry the Lee name, okay? Brandon Lee was the last one, all right? So it kind of, whatever they was dealing with, basically knocked off the legacy. All right, so with that being said, y'all, hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'm going to get to some more content for y'all. Peace.
This right here, ESPN Bet. This is the sports book that gives fans the tools they need. Better insights, smarter bets. ESPN Bet's got you covered. And right now, get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet. Ability to predict why they might have done anything they did. So, all fine. I had no control over this company. These are guys who committed fraud. They conned me.
All right, so a few days ago, we broke down the Kawhi Leonard scandal after Pablo Torre dropped an absolute bomb in the NBA.
And it involves one of the 6 richest people in the world, a cardinal sin of sports, an unsolved mystery as well that I've been investigating for 7 months.
For those just joining us, Torre spent 7 months investigating and found documents showing that Kawhi Leonard got paid $28 million. Wait, actually, it's now $48 million through a fraudulent tree planting company that Steve Ballmer invested in. Torre's investigation uncovered over 3,000 pages of documents and included interviews with 7 former employees of this company called Aspiration. The smoking gun is a former employee straight up told Torre that Kawhi's deal was to circumvent the salary cap. The basic allegation from Torre's report was Ballmer invested $50 million
your favorite team for what? Because they ain't winning no chips?
$48 million for a no-show job.
Fuck is you on?
Any actual endorsement work, and the contract specifically said it would be terminated if Kawhi stopped playing for the Clippers. Torre couldn't find a single instance of Kawhi Leonard ever promoting this company. No posts, no appearances, nothing. And if you haven't seen our first video breaking down all the details of Torre's investigation, It's literally our last video prior to this. I'm also going to leave it in the end screen for you guys to check it out. But since that video dropped, Steve Ballmer went on ESPN and somehow made things even more suspicious. Mark Cuban started a Twitter war defending him, and we found out that this whole thing might be way bigger than just one player and one team. So before we get to the content, make sure you drop a subscribe and turn on our notifications to get the latest NBA news to your device. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro.
You gotta understand why it's like hard for me to just go forward. It's just like attract the masses up by doing certain shit harder than impossible to. Like, I know that harder, nigga. It was hard for you goddamn become a million. It wasn't impossible. That's a fact. Harder than impossible, two different things. You can do it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do a nigga first does, nigga gotta, like, bro, I ain't come trying to be no therapist today, but I'm saying, nigga first does, nigga gotta acknowledge what he really going through. I had to do, bro. I had to acknowledge, like, everybody ain't gonna think I think. I had to tell myself, every person cut me. Well, we got different fingerprints, different goddamn, when they identify, young. We all got different shit, bro, to be identified, so we ain't gonna think alike. But you take it, like you said earlier on, now, nigga, my mama raised us to love, so I always try to find people to love. Like, you had a whole bunch of niggas that
Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So look, guys, we gotta get into it. As Richard Jefferson is going in on Charles Barkley for comments he made towards LeBron James on Bill Simmons' podcast. We're gonna get into all that. And the topic of discussion was the second apron. And we're gonna read what the second apron actually is for people that don't know. It says the NBA's second apron refers to a new, stricter payroll threshold implemented in the league's 2023 collective bargaining agreement. Exceeding this threshold triggers severe financial penalties and restrictions such as bans on sign and trades, restrictions on aggregating player contracts and trades, and automatic movement of the first-round draft picks to the end of the first round if a team remains above the apron multiple times. The goal of the second apron is to curb high spending, create a hard salary cap, and promote greater competitive balance by limiting the ability of top spending teams to continuously add talent. And, so for me, I do feel like this type of thing can affect the team. Like, okay, see, when you have Chet and you have
we have Dion Benjamin, NBA skills trainer and host of the most exclusive open run in the country. Dion, thanks for joining us.
Come on, man, it's my pleasure.
So we get a ton of DMs from high school kids asking how to be a top prospect. What advice would you give them?
That's a good question. Well, first off, you got to be able to hold your own against the top players in the country. Ain't enough just to be great. All right, you got to take the initiative and put yourself out there in front of scouts.
And how do you recommend you do that?
Well, you got to play against the best competition you can find. With club leagues, open runs, camps, whatever you can find. Matter of fact, we got Tyson McCall in the gym today. Yo, you got to hear his story. Yo, Ice. Hey, man.
Yes.
Since cats want to know how you become a top prospect. Tell them your story.
Yeah, all right. For me, it started when I made a social media account in 8th grade. Posted highlights, got followers. Someone sent Dion my profile, and he invited me to an open run.
Yo, the kid's talent jumped off the screen.
So I show up, do my thing in front of a bunch of coaches, get an offer to play in the EYBL. Rest is history.
And where you right now, Ice?
19th in the country. Committed to UConn.
Boom! Yo, and this brother grew up in Idaho. But as great as he is, if he hadn't moved out to LA, he might still be undiscovered.
I don't think realized that
putting these rules in is going to make all these teams blow up, and you're basically
Morning,
going
Ma.
to build
Hey,
to
honey.
Hey, look at this real quick.
What?
and then you're going to have to cut corners
see
everywhere
that?
else. Like, the stuff
If
they had no chance
I
of
make
keeping Drew Holiday.
a run at
Of course, they get-
Dion's,
like,
I can make an
okay, now,
EYBL
they
team.
made all these
And
really
no,
smart
no,
moves to
listen.
put the roster
This is the
together,
Nike
and they're not
Club
gonna be able
League
to
I've
keep
been
it
telling you
together,
about,
even
Ma.
though they were
Didn't you
smart.
already send your tape to this guy?
Yeah, but
Now,
I just can't
Bill
wait
Simmons
around hoping that he
has some of
sees
the
it.
same concerns
There's
I
only one
have.
more
Mine
club
was
season
more
before I
geared
graduate.
towards OKC,
Dad, you know I
being
need to
able
take some
to
initiative.
acquire a
Son,
young Shea
I love you,
Gilgeous-Alexander
but we are
and
not going to
mentors
send you
under
to
Chris
LA in hopes
Paul
that this
and going on to be the superstar for the
legendary
team. You
skills
drafted
trainer
J-Dub,
just let you walk up
it
in his
wasn't like
gym.
he was the
Besides,
first pick or
you got a
anything.
scout
You
from
draft
BC
J-Dub,
coming to your
he
game
goes
today.
on to
Dad,
now
are you
he's
serious
probably
right now?
top 10,
Yeah.
15 player in the league easily. I would definitely say top 10. And then you have Chet Holmgren, who is a good player now, but as he grows into his body, he will be a max level player. So I feel like teams that draft these guys to get them through natural trade and things like that when they're not already multiple time all-stars over, I feel like should be penalized, by this 2nd April. But let's get to Richard Jefferson's response to speak.
All right, moving on. Charles Barkley.
Oh, wait, my turn. Fuck him.
Said the 2nd apron exists because players are soft and want to team up. Called out LeBron's crew for demanding everyone calling
Hey,
him the
what's
GOAT.
up, everybody? It's your boy, MP, and I'm here bright and early, 6 a.m., ready to get my first workout in. Hey, today we're going to play Burlington Prep, and they got Kobe Starks, number 244 on the 2KU250, and the highest ranked player in Vermont. He's probably the highest ranked prospect I'll play all year. He's big, strong, so he gets to the spots easy. So I ain't gonna hold you on that, but you know me, I'm not afraid of a challenge. So I'm hot in the gym today, and I want y'all to check it out. Come on.
Gloss over the fact that Moses Malone and those guys was older. That matters. Nobody has an issue with Boston's big three joining up in their 30s. We have an issue with guys going to the competition at age 25. That's the whole problem. And I do remember very vividly, hey, Channing, I need your attention here. Do we remember, no, I said Channing, not you perk, bitch. I showed you how much you listening.
That's actually funny.
That's funny. So, then I remember Charles Barkley going to Houston. And then he teamed up with Akeem Olajuwon. And then Scottie Pippen was also there. So now, Scottie Pippen, Clyde Drexler just retired, and then Scottie Pippen, who was only in year 11, so it wasn't older. Nah, Richard, can't let you get away with that either. See, Pippen came into the league when he was 22, not 18, so you can't just say when he's in year 11, because now he's 33. Scottie Pippen took a lot of charges in his career. Remember in that final game against the Utah Jazz where he could barely stand up, his back was killing him. His back was never the same after leaving Chicago. Never the same. I mean, he was still a decent player, obviously contributed in Portland, did decent in Houston, but he was not the Scottie Pippen. To pretend like you got the same Scottie Pippen that you got the year that Michael Jordan, or the years Michael Jordan was away for baseball, can't let you do that for the people that don't remember.
Olajuwon and Charles Barkley were year 14. Pippen was at year 11, so he was in his prime. That sounds like teaming up. That sounds like teaming up if I'm wrong, right? Hey, let's go to Shaq and Kobe. Does everybody remember when they recruited Gary Payton, who was still in his prime, and then they recruited Karl Malone?
I'll be posting some clips after tonight's game, so make sure you like and subscribe.
Shaq in his prime, after they had won 3 out of the last 4 championships? Richard.
It seems like this nigga just made this video.
Alright, here you go, sir. Anything else I can do for you? Hey, George.
Hey.
The usual.
I keep stopping this video because
Hey,
of
Dad,
the things
can I get one, George?
You said that Gary Payton was still in his prime, and you tried to throw in that Malone was the all.
Well,
this specific year, we got the best dunk contest that I've ever
Don't I know it? I haven't missed a game. I hear you got a scout coming from BC today.
But man, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, what up?
Hey, what's good, Kobe?
Yo.
Mark
Hey,
Jackson
let's go.
was well
Dang, man, you grow. Looks like you got a little taller.
I appreciate you noticing my growth spurt this summer. Hey, let's chop it up. It's been a minute since I've seen you, so I wanted to congratulate you on committing to Princeton.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I'm excited, man.
You should be, man. That's a good look for you. You see, because now you can get in with all the rich kids, right? You set up your future just in case you don't make it to the league.
Oh, man, this guy, yeah, man, maybe. But what about you? You still going to Central Valley or what?
Yeah, bro, yeah, for now. But hey, look, I got a scout coming to the game tonight. He's from BC, and, you know, I'm just excited and trying to, you know, finesse that right now.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, that's too bad because I still got to get mine tonight. But, hey, no hard feelings, though.
What you mean, bro? You think you that nice?
But the 250 thinks I'm that nice.
Hey, you're 244. That's a participation trophy.
Hey, look, you've been killing it this year. I'll give you that. But you still haven't played me.
Hey, you ain't never lied. So let the best man win tonight.
All right, bro, man. I'm going to see you out there.
Hey, but good seeing you again, bro.
You too, man.
Steph Curry is now in the midst of having the greatest single season any player has ever had. Any player in NBA history. You can throw all the numbers at me you want.
If you want to know just how insane Steph's year was at that time, Skip said this February 25th of 2016. The next day after Skip said this, Steph scores 51 and hits 10 threes. The game directly after this is one of the greatest regular season games I've ever seen live. Russ just clearly didn't like dude. OKC clearly didn't like this team, and you can just tell. And the shots he made all game, it just felt unreal. Iggy barely gets them into overtime. And in overtime, well, Steph, he hit one of the craziest shots to ever close a game. One of the most forgettable moments of this season to me was just how dominant San Antonio was. Golden State won 73 games, and obviously that took over all the headlines. But the San Antonio Spurs won 6 less games. Kawhi won the Defensive Player of the Year, and the team itself lost one single game at home. To this day, the greatest homestand ever. New York. The regular season wraps up with absolute cinema. Kobe's last game, and Golden State chasing history. Still the craziest ending to a year ever, bro. And they both lived up. Golden State does it, and they wrap up this perfect regular season exactly how you would want. And then on ESPN2, they do one of the greatest games of our generation, and that's the greatest last game we've ever seen.
2 points. Number 5. Basket by number 5.
Did he say anything? Or, well, he's going to be mine. He said a lot. He's a dad, you know, but now you get to go home and do whatever you need to do. Get ready for next year and sit down and watch more NBA, 2 more games like you did this year.
That Golden State Warriors team was so good, even outside of that he was basically able to miss the entire first round and then into the second round. And they still took 2 games. Steph came back in game 4 against Portland off the bench. And this was the first time where we seen Steph look like Steph again. In overtime, Steph scored 17 points and he hit this game and he let everyone know he's back. Now, the stunner of the playoffs early to me was this year. Remember, San Antonio also hit this historical year as well. Damn near all the experts picked OKC to lose to San Antonio. But remember, San Antonio only lost 1 game at home all year. Well, OKC was able to steal games in San Antonio just getting by. The Spurs did respond in game 3 and took back home court, but OKC just had a major advantage that became glaring as the series went on. This team was simply just younger, much faster, and one of the best rebounding teams of the century. That team was just big and tall. Even Russell Westbrook is the best rebounding guard ever. And they actually grabbed the most rebounds in like 25 years. That OKC team was plus 45 against San Antonio on the glass. And they beat San Antonio in San Antonio twice. Because they lost all year. And that was Tim Duncan's last game ever. LeBron swept the first seeded Atlanta Hawks with 3 games and without guys. So it was done.
2 points. Number 5.
I ain't win a playoff game against that nigga ever. I was sick of the shit.
10. Going to the minute. 10. Substitution for
Take advantage of one of these exceptional offers at your local Mazda dealer today.
Try clean. Keep it clean. Not gonna give you a T, just a tip. Sitco Try Clean Gas keeps your engine clean and your ride smooth. Sitco Try Clean Gas. Keep it clean.
And that year, personally, I wanted to see Dwayne versus LeBron in the conference finals, and we almost got it. The conference finals. Man, did I actually believe we had a series between Cleveland and Toronto. Cleveland defended their home court in the first 2 games, and Toronto did the exact same thing. But in the last 2 games, Cleveland won by a combined 64 points. Golden State versus OKC. This rivalry was to be real, and this was clearly one of the most significant series. OKC was clearly hot, and they snuck Golden State in game 1 with really nobody shooting well. Game 2, Golden State was less than restored order. Games 3 and 4, those are 2 games that I will never forget. We've been down before. We've been down 3-1-2. We just went down 3-1-2. Yeah, who I felt like was the best team in the league. Yeah, I feel like OKC was the best team in the league. They had the most size. They had Serge was playing his best of his career. Steven Adams was doing his thing. Katie, they got 3 7-footers on the front line, right? And those 2 games back in OKC, one of the best playoff environments to this day. OKC out-rebounded Golden State by 30 points. Stephen Curry in game 3 had the lowest plus-minus of his entire career to this day. Golden State only lost by 20 twice all season, and they hadn't lost back-to-back all year. Well, OKC beat them by 20 twice back-to-back.
So obviously he's a tough guy. Curry should know better, but he also came up with a big steal and score. I think that he's underrated as a defender.
next cricket, the your turn, my turn basketball in OKC eventually ran out, and they never had a plan B.